Are NFTs in trouble as the hypest whitelists underperform? Token airdrops you can claim today, as well as upcoming token launches. And Memecoin mania continues as crime is now legal. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another Crypto Gorilla video. As usual, I'm not a financial advisor. Hit that subscribe button and let's jump right into it, starting with the state of the NFT market. Whitelists are very much underperforming, especially on new chains like Abstract and Berachain. And all these were supposed to be gen wealth opportunities. And I really feel that a lot of teams are living in the past as if it's 4 weeks, 6 weeks ago when hype was very high, but they have to adapt to current market conditions. We're still seeing projects announce 8K, 10K supplies with high mint prices, and there's no demand. There's no demand for these collections on the secondary market. So if we just run through some of the mints we've seen over the last few days, one of the most hype mints, they managed to sell over $500,000 in pre-sales, is Kabu, and this minted yesterday for 0.1 ETH, and it is currently under its mint price. However, if you'll notice, it was supposed to be 7,000 NFTs. It's only 4,444, and that's because they had to cut their supply. Now, like I said, they did do a pre-sale at 0.06. So if you did pre-sale, you are in the green. You are able to flip for up to 0.1. So thankfully, you did not lose money. However, I do also think the pre-sale is one of the reasons they got stuck doing a mint price of 0.1, other than probably wanting to make $2 million or whatever it is. And that's because they kept telling us the price in dollar amounts. 0.06 at the time of their pre-sale was worth $220. So I think they felt pressure that they needed to price their whitelist higher in dollar terms at $275, but it ended up being 0.1, which under these market conditions, especially with ETH dropping in value, meaning you have to spend more of your ETH in order to make that $275 mark, that was just really not going to fly. So I think a lot of these projects, especially the IP only projects, are going to need to adapt their strategy. Now, it's not unique to Abstract. We're seeing projects on Berachain struggle. Thankfully, Bullah's did mint out, and I really like this project. I'm still holding mine. I'm bullish on the Honey Jar team. However, this was one of the most hyped Berachain drops right next to Steady Teddy's, and as you can see, it's not even a 2x of the mint price. And I wouldn't call this just an IP play because they do have a game. However, for the IP only plays, I really wonder what they're going to do. On Abstract, we have projects like Final Bossu, who they do need to raise money if they want to deliver on their promises of making an anime, and their work is extremely high quality. So I am looking forward to seeing the final product, but it's going to be very tricky to price their collection and ensure a mint out. We also have Steady Teddy's, which is arguably the most hype upcoming drop on Berachain. The secondary OTC sales on the OTC marketplaces are slowing down. I believe the high was like $3,000 or $4,000, which that could always be rigged by the team just to create hype. But now we're seeing them sub $2,000, which, don't get me wrong, whitelist selling for $1,500 to $1,700 is still bullish, but we're really seeing the momentum slow down. So a lot of these IP projects like art only, no promises vibes are going to need to adapt their strategies. Now, on the other end of it, I'm still bullish on the Onchain gaming projects. I do not expect crazy returns, but I do still think they can perform well. And then maybe one of these games is going to get a ton of attention, and then we're going to see the prices rise. I think that would be the best scenario, as whales are going to be able to load up for cheap, and then we're going to see the whole economy of that project go up. One that minted last week is Gigaverse, and I actually hold 5 of these, and while they're pretty much at mint price, they were flippable for 2x at one point. But if you look at the rarer assets, because they did reveal, we have the Void here selling for almost 4x the floor, and then you have Giga trading for pretty high. Currently, the price to get one of these is over 0.8. So the rare ones are doing well, and there are people buying these up. I'm seeing sales of the Voids, so there is demand for this collection, even though it is a 10K collection. Personally, I'm still holding 4 or 5 of mine. I do have a Void listed, so maybe 4 by the time you're watching this video, but this is a project I'm excited about, and their game is dropping today. So hopefully this can be one of those projects that does take off. Another game that had a mint that is performing decent is Duper. This one is a much smaller collection compared to all these 10Ks that we're seeing, only 1,000 NFTs. So I wasn't shocked to see this mint out. And the mint price was 0.088. So less than a 2x right now. At one point you could have gotten a 2x. I think expectations for this were like 0.4 to 0.5. So it did underperform in terms of expectations, but at least they managed to mint out. Now, just because you have a game, it doesn't mean you're in the clear. We did see Roach Racing not able to mint out their full collection. And like, this is a cool idea. You basically gamble on crypto on the 1 second chart. And if you get it right without money, like you're paper trading, if you get it right, your Roach goes faster. And then if you win the race, like you win the prize. But like I said, unfortunately, this one was not able to mint out. And as for upcoming drops, we have Onchain Heroes, which is arguably the hypest drop on Abstract, which the rings at one point were trading for 4 ETH. I had 2. Luckily, I sold 1 for 3.5. Obviously, in hindsight, I would have rather sold my second for 4 ETH because I do have a gold one, and then I could come in and buy 4. But they are down pretty bad, roughly 70% from the all-time highs, currently at 1.15 ETH. And look, I'm still bullish on the mint. I'm not sure what their mint price is going to be. It is a 10K collection, so a lot of NFTs, and they're really going to have to price this thing strategically if they want to mint out. But hopefully, since they're OGs in the space, the founder is the core dev behind Wolfgame. I'm hoping like a ton of OGs come out to support this thing. And maybe, like I said, this is going to be the game that catches steam and then all the assets go up because a ton of people are gambling on it. Now, another project that has caught my attention on Abstract is The Last Monarchy. Their videos look very high quality. Like, the game looks dope. It's only available on Android at the moment, and I have an iPhone, so I'm not able to go play it. It is hopefully soon going to be available on iOS, but you're able to test this out for yourself and see, hey, what kind of quality is the game? But what I like is they are also doing a smaller mint, very similar to Duper. And I spoke to the team. I can't say the mint price, but it is going to be very reasonable. So I could see this pulling a Duper, probably hitting 0.2 on the secondary market. And the good news is there are still whitelist opportunities available. So definitely one I would check out, especially with the quality of their trailer. And like I said, if you have an Android, go and test this out for yourself to figure out, hey, is this something I want to hold? Do I believe their game has a chance long term? If there's a token airdrop, is it something I'm interested? And so on. Now, another project that I have mentioned multiple times in my videos is monsters.fun. And although this one isn't an NFT, they do still have a whitelist for the rights to purchase tokens. If you're familiar with DAOs.fun, it's going to be similar from my understanding. There's going to be monsters or these AI monsters that launch. Each of them have their own token. You're able to purchase the token. So if you have a whitelist, you get early access to buy that token. And obviously, if this thing catches on, you're going to want to be in the first one because as that price goes up, everybody's going to be rushing and trying to get whitelists for the future launches. And it's going to get a lot harder. And they did just post this tweet, which makes me think that their launch is happening in the near future. So this is definitely one I have my attention on. As for NFTs on the secondary market, like I said, things are not looking too great, especially that the market crashed with the tariffs and ETH took such a huge hit. And with NFTs, you're going to take a double hit because not only are your NFTs going down in terms of ETH price, the ETH that they're worth is also crashing. So you take a double loss whenever you hold any of these NFTs. We have Pudgies really flirting with that 10 ETH price. At least they're able to stay above it for the time being. But Doodles have really been underperforming, especially that they have the speculation of a token. It would be great to see these things back at 5. We have Azuki at like 3.4, and they already did a token drop, and Doodles scheduled to do a token, and they're only at 3.8. So I would love to see these go higher, especially that I'm still holding 4 of these. I have a ton of duplicators, a ton of Genesis boxes. But the good news is on Thursday, the 13th, they have their event in NFT Paris. And in my opinion, this is the perfect time to announce something about their token. I know they had an app that they were working on, so maybe they're going to showcase the app and how the token ties into it. And hopefully that does bring volume back into the floor and we end up going 5, 6 ETH. That's really what I'm hoping for because I am not holding these to the token. I'm really tired of holding NFTs, to be honest. Like, I went in way too heavy after Pudgy Penguins and Azuki. I got too cocky with NFTs and I don't want to hold these. So I think right now it's a trader's market, even for altcoins and tokens. I'd rather be in stables. And then when a new meta pops up, whether it's NFTs, whether it's altcoins, meme coins, I can just allocate my money into there. But I feel at the moment it is a trader's market. So I want to be in and out quite quickly and just capitalize on the runners. So I am hopeful for Doodles. I do still hold mine and I expect them to go up as they post about the token, but my goal is to exit. Now, another collection that I'm pretty heavily into that is taking a beating is Jirasan. You could see they are down to 0.44 when just a couple of weeks ago, we were celebrating that these ran from 0.25 all the way to 1 ETH. Now, one of the reasons they took a hit was because they did that airdrop for the old holders who were complaining that their NFT got burnt and they had no idea. Fine, that already happened. But what caused this dump right here, you're seeing on the chart, and for the momentum to continue slowing, or for the price action to continue going down, is they did the airdrop announcement for Redacted, in which they said the Jirasan holders are getting 10%, which we expected. There's also a little redacted part here that shows 5%. Maybe this is for the top 100 holders. I'm not exactly sure how that works. However, but what people are really upset about is going to be this part here. The unlock at TGE is only 25%. Personally, I was under the impression it was 50%. I thought that's what Sean said in my interview with him. The other thing people don't like is they're saying here, they told us, do not trust your community. We told them we will take that bet on ours. But if you're trusting your community, why are you only giving us 25% unlock? Why aren't you giving us 100% unlock? That's what people are saying, right? And then vesting is going to be 6 to 12 months. They mentioned here it's gamified, so there's going to be a way to change if you get it, 6, 7, 8 months, whatever it is. But with a minimum of 6-month vesting, a lot of people are just exiting and they're upset, which fair game. It's your NFTs. I'm never going to tell people what to do with their money. Personally, I actually added 2 to my position here. I think I'm at 22 or 23, just so I could be in the top 100. And although I might not make my money back with Redacted, especially not on the initial airdrop, if it's just 25%, because who knows, this could be a 50 million FDV token, 100 mil, whatever it is. It's not necessarily going to be a 500 mil FDV token, which would be great. They still have 17 companies that they own. So that's a ton of airdrops that the Jirasan holders are going to get. They also have airdrops planned for a ton of other projects outside of their ecosystem. So I'm confident that I'm going to be able to make my money back just by holding the NFTs, and I'll be holding for absolutely free, especially at these prices that ETH is down so bad. At current prices, it's like $1,100 to get a Jirasan. So personally, I don't see that as a bad bet when they have so many airdrops planned, especially when you compare it to the prices of all these NFTs that already did their airdrops. Like, they just, either Jirasan is incredibly underpriced or all these NFTs are incredibly overpriced. And that's very possible. Now, another collection I have been both trading, because I am playing the XP game here. As you can see on Opensea, I'm at 140,000 XP, but I've also been collecting these, is Hypios. I believe this is going to be one of the main collections on Hyperliquid. Currently they're on base because they minted early, and then they're going to migrate over to Hyperliquid, but we're seeing a ton of really high sales. You can see right here, somebody just bought a cat ball NFT, which I've been eyeing to buy one of these for 2.2 ETH. We have multiple kneecaps selling today for 1.85, 1.5, 1.9 ETH. So there's a lot of demand, not just for the floor of this collection, but for some of the rare ones. Like I've said, I've been trying to buy one of these cat balls. So one of the reasons I think people are vibing with these, yes, they're a cool collection. I think they're building a great community, but I do believe this is one of the collections that has the highest odds of getting a ton of Hyperliquid whitelists. And then if there's any airdrops happening on Hyperliquid, Hypios are going to be getting those allocated because of the community that they are building. So again, I'm going to be accumulating these. Don't be shocked if you see me selling some of my wallet. Like, I'm just playing the XP game, but my goal is to consistently hold at least 4. But like I said, I do want to get a cat ball, so I might end up just buying one of these off the floor. Now, I also wanted to give a quick shout out to Goblintowns. I don't own any Goblintown. I have never owned this NFT, but I'm really impressed with this game footage that they just put out. It's a brand new game that's currently on Steam that you can wishlist, and I would definitely do it just to encourage them and to get them on the top of that wishlist page. The game is called Really Hard Driving Game, and it looks really cool. Like, this is a step up from the Up Only game, which they were involved in the development. And if you remember, for Up Only, a ton of huge streamers were streaming it. So I could see this happening again for this game because it looks incredibly fun. And I'm going to stream in the near future some games, probably on Abstract, just to earn XP. So this is definitely something I'm going to try out as soon as it launches, just to support them, but also because it looks really fun. Now, speaking of OpenSea and XP, there was some FUD when I woke up on Monday morning all over my timeline. One of the main things I saw people talking about were this website apparently for OpenSea Foundation. And here, Easy pretty much summarizes what I saw all over the timeline here. OpenSea Airdrop is going to shaft all of its users. There's KYC, meaning Americans won't be able to participate. No VPNs. So Americans won't be able to quickly travel to Mexico or whatever country in order to claim the airdrop and then come back home. And 18 plus, which would suck, as, I mean, I assume a lot of people who trade NFTs are under 18. However, luckily this was quickly dispelled. The OpenSea Foundation account came out and said, hey, none of these rumors are true. It was also doubled down on by the CEO of OpenSea here, saying disappointed to see false rumors spreading. And then when later pressed on this, because Easy says, hey, these were actually in the terms of service on your, or on the OpenSea Foundation website, he comes in and says, hey, we spoke with them because OpenSea and OpenSea Foundation are two different entities with two different teams operating them. And he says, hey, this was just boilerplate language, no actual terms and conditions, and they're still just testing the website. So it seems like that shouldn't have gone live. And the great news here is there's not going to be any KYC, there's not going to be any age restrictions, and VPN will be fine, but you won't need to use it because there's no KYC. So I think this ended up being a good thing despite the FUD, because now we are getting more and more clarity on what's going to be coming out of OpenSea Foundation, and Americans, it looks like, are going to be able to participate. And what I can say is, after speaking with the team and using OpenSea 2 myself, like, I really love OpenSea 2. It is the best trading experience I've had in my entire career of NFTs. But after talking to the team, I think people are going to be happy. So I would not listen to any of this stuff on the timeline and jump to any conclusions, because I do think they're going to do right by their users. I'll also say I have an announcement coming very soon that I am super excited about, but more about that maybe today. By the time you're watching this video, follow me on Twitter if you want to know what that announcement is. It is not a meme coin or an NFT, so get that out of your mind. It's something exciting for me that I've been trying for a very long time. Diving into the wonderful world of meme coins and crime. It is wild times what we're seeing right now. We have Dave Portnoy making a video talking about how he essentially pumped and dumped tokens and made 75 grand out of them, asking like, hey, is this legal? A lot of people are trolling him for this. Some people are getting offended that he's doing this. That makes no sense to me. He publicly said, I'm going to be dumping these tokens. So basically we're all just playing a game of hot potato here, and you got stuck holding the bag. So don't be mad, because if you made money, you'd be laughing and flexing your profits on the timeline. And anybody who's really offended by this, like, you probably just shouldn't be trading meme coins, because that's pretty much how this entire market works. And I find it funny that when somebody who has a large platform who is able to pump a meme coin just by posting about it, if you missed it, especially, like, if you got it, you're going to be happy. If you missed it, they get so mad. They go on a witch hunt. They start insulting them in the comments. And like, what? That person isn't supposed to be able to take advantage of their audience, of their platform, if they're doing it ethically, right? Pump and dump, I understand why people are pissed, but he literally told you guys he's going to dump on you. So if you build up an audience and you'd make years building up your clout, why wouldn't that person be able to take advantage of it? And everybody else buying in thinks they should be able to take advantage of it, just posting like, yo, post the ticker on every tweet. I posted too. Just like, shut it and post the ticker, right? I just find this space is, me included sometimes, like, we're all hypocrites, and we're all just looking for these opportunities. So we're complaining when we miss out on them, but before we miss out on them, we're just like, yo, shut it and drop the ticker. And that's not me justifying all these celebrities coming in and doing pump and dumps and doing rugs. That is completely wrong, and I don't want to see that happen. But I find what Dave is doing, like, he's straight up telling you, I'm going to dump. So here's the TLDR on what's going on. Basically, he made the 75K, yes, pump and dumping tokens, but again, he told you. And then he sort of endorsed or accepted this token called Jailstool, which ran to 240-ish million, might have been some MEV, so let's say 220-ish, and now it's down bad. It went all the way down to 20-something million, currently at 60 million at the time of filming this video. If you see all these buys on screen, here's Dave Portnoy's wallet. I'm able to track this stuff with Bolex Neo, link in the description down below. I have a tutorial for this coming out very soon. Anyways, basically he endorsed this, it pumped, it dumped, and he was like, how do I pump this thing? And he said publicly, hey, I'm going to go and pump a bunch of random tokens, and then at any point, I'm just going to dump them on you. So this has happened many times. One of them that we saw in the last few days was called Horsestool. You could see here, this is Portnoy's burner wallet. So a bunch of people are tracking this. They saw him buying it a bunch of times, and it pumped, it pumped, it pumped. Then as you can see by this red sell indicator here, he dumped the token, he bought back, pump it again, and he dumped it. And what he said he's going to do is put all the profits from these tokens he's pumping and dumping back into Jailstool. Now, this one didn't work out. He lost like 32 grand of his own money that he made off of all these degens, but there's a bunch where he made money and he put it back into Jailstool. So say what you will, like, yeah, this is probably unethical, illegal, I don't know, because he's straight up telling people, I'm going to be dumping on you. And some of them he's not even posting about, like he's just buying it up from his wallet, and people are choosing to track his wallet and go and buy it. But at least it's entertaining for the time being. Now, another wild thing happened. We had a literal country, the Central African Republic, drop their own meme coin with like a marketing trailer and everything. As you can see, same thing. This one ran up to 900 million and is currently down bad, sitting at around 30-ish million at the time of filming this video. I think we're going to keep seeing more and more of this stuff as people see opportunity and they come into the market. We want this opportunity, right? We want the chance to play the casino, have high volume tokens that are pumping 10,000x in a day. You just got to make sure you don't get rugged. There's a ton of scams. We saw multiple government officials get hacked, and then the country launched a token. I think one of them was Thailand. It went to like 30 million within minutes. It was obviously a scam. Like, what are the odds that two countries launch meme coins within the same weekend? Near zero. So people got wrecked on that. I think I saw Frank got absolutely obliterated on that token, but to me it was obvious, and you could still make money on these scams. It's just a game of hot potato, and when they pull the rug, they pull it within seconds. So you cannot be greedy on this kind of stuff. And I understand me having these opinions and not like condemning all these people is going to piss people off, but I don't know, everything's a scam. Like, just shut up and make money. Now let's talk about some free money where you don't have to put your money into a meme coin or risk it. We have some airdrops, most of the, or all of these coming from Kaito, which is a platform that rewards you for tweeting about crypto in the form of yaps. Very competitive. It is not easy to build up your yap position, but the payouts keep on coming. So this week we had multiple. We had Anime releasing their allocation for Kaito tweeters. Like, I didn't even know I was going to get any of this. I made $550 just from tweeting, not for Kaito, just because I was tweeting in general. So I will link this down below if you want to go check if you have an allocation. We also had Berachain go live with their airdrop. Unfortunately, the token, it's down from the all-time highs of 14, currently at roughly $6. However, still, I made like $3,500 off of this airdrop just for tweeting about Berachain. Like, that is insane. There's no other industry where you're able to do this kind of stuff. So we have some upcoming that you're going to be able to do this for. This one is too late. Story Protocol dropping on Thursday the 13th with their IP token. They're also going to be doing their airdrop for Kaito tweeters, but then a future one that just started and you're able to take advantage of is going to be Megaeth. So this is one you guys will continue seeing me tweet about. One, because I want the Kaito airdrop, but two, I'm actually bullish on Megaeth. They have their mint, which is live at the time of you watching this video. If you're watching it on Wednesday the 12th, I did go ahead and mint mine because I was lucky enough to be in the paid guaranteed round. Ideally, I would have been in the free round, but at least I got the guaranteed round. This is a soulbound token, so you're not able to trade it. But if you look on Exaverse, guaranteed was selling for up to $2,500 just for the right to pay 1 ETH to mint it. So people are bullish on it. And the reason is because 5% of the token is being airdropped to the soulbound token holders. And based on the FDV that it hits, I did some projections here on Twitter on what it would be worth. So if it goes to 1 billion, your total airdrop is worth $5,000, which is a little less than 2x what you paid for it. So on day one, you'd basically break even on your investment because it's 50% unlock. And then over a period of 6 months, you would get the second half. If it goes to 2 billion, you just made 4x your money. So this can get really bullish very quickly. Obviously, if it's at 500 mil, you're breaking even on your investment. You have to hold that thing for 6 months or wait for 6 months to get your money back. So ideally it's at 1 billion plus, but this is why people are paying for these guaranteed whitelist spots. Next up, I did want to talk about Yap Trade, as this is an OTC, not platform yet because the platform isn't ready, but they are doing OTC deals for the Kaito Yap. So I was able to sell my voting rights and make money for my Yap. So that's 3 different ways so far I've made money through Kaito, and they haven't even launched their platform yet. And if you got the NFT, you would have cooked because that thing ran to 10 ETH. So that's 30 something thousand dollars. So the 4 different opportunities so far to make money with Kaito, and these guys are doing an upcoming raise on DAO's World. Now they do have a whitelist form, which I will link in the description down below if you want whitelist. But I also saw this tweet, which I didn't like this when I saw it. I thought they were hacked, to be honest. I had to check who's engaging with this thing. They're basically doing an open pre-sale where you're able to send money to this wallet and you're going to get a percentage of 5% of the total supply. That's the part I don't like, because it feels like they're going down a Memeland pain token route, which they raised 40 mil. They refunded 80% of it, so 32 mil. Even if they raised a mil, it quickly becomes not worth it, because if you look here, if they raise a mil, you are investing at 20 million market cap, or I assume it's fully diluted FDV. So you're getting in at 18 mil market cap. That's very high for this kind of raise, especially through DAO's World. But if we look at how much they've raised so far, it's only at 20,000. So I'm going to be keeping an eye on this. And if it doesn't go much higher, I understand me making a video about it is potentially messing that up. Please do not send money without doing research. Your best bet is to do the whitelist form, because that's zero risk, right? You are going to have to invest in it when the time comes, but at least you have you get to make a choice, and there's a fixed supply and market cap. Whereas here, this thing, like I said, can go absolutely crazy. What if they raise $3 million? It's going to 60 mil market cap, and then the odds you make your money back are very low. So again, I'm going to be keeping an eye on this, because I do like this project. If they build a platform, I think it could compete with Whales Market if the tech is good, but they also have DAO's World backing them. I saw Jesse from Base replying to their tweets. So it feels like the team is well connected. And again, I've used this, I got my money, I didn't get rugged. So this is definitely something I'm keeping an eye on, and I will consider sending money, but I am sending money with the expectation of getting rugged, okay? And getting $0 back. So please, again, don't just send money because you think I'm sending money. The next pre-sale that I'm very bullish on is going to be Wink. The pre-sale is already done, so if you didn't follow it in my tweets and my last few videos, unfortunately you missed it. However, as you can see, the Wink realm opens in the next 24 hours. So maybe by the time you're watching this video, they've already gone live. And one of the reasons I'm so bullish on this is Ket, because Wink is on AVAX, and Ket, also on AVAX, has been absolutely cooking. Every time I've spoken about it in my videos, it has set a new all-time high. When I looked at it before, it reached 400 million, but while I was writing my script, this thing was down to 240 million. So it's crazy, the price action on this thing. As you can see, a whale here dumped all the way down to 90 million in one clip, and the market just immediately absorbed that and put in a new all-time high of 300 mil. So this thing has been performing incredibly. If we also see Wink perform incredibly, I assume a lot more people are going to start paying attention to AVAX, because it has been cooking, especially compared to Solana, which the trenches right now feel very extractive. Most people I'm seeing are just getting wrecked on a lot of these tokens. Now, quickly, just to end this video, we have 2 key dates to look forward to, or maybe be scared of. I don't know. The first one is February 18th, where the FTX paybacks to customers are supposed to begin. So hopefully they do put some of that money back into the market. The other one is going to be happening today. We have the CPI and PPI numbers, or print, whatever they call it. And that is going to give us an outlook on inflation. And look, I'm not the guy to explain this stuff to you after reading what other people have to say about it. So definitely follow Wizard of Soho, because he's really smart and he's going to be posting about this kind of stuff. But that does it for today's video. If you enjoyed it, be sure to give it a big thumbs up. If you haven't already done so, would you kindly hit that subscribe button, smash that bell notification. Thank you for watching another Crypto Gorilla video. Peace.